This is Bobby Guy. We're back looking at my pedal board. This is part 2, and we're going to go through some songs to show how the AB works with the bypass. Okay, so now we're going to go for like a Pretender's tone, and I'm going to show the swap between the two channels. So I'm going to turn the compressor up to get a good 80s sort of compression feel on it. And as I turn the compression up, I'm going to back the volume down so I don't overdrive the effects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a flange, true flange here on the Vortex for the rhythm channel, and I'm going to run my hotcake as a boost, but not as a real distortion. So here we go, and I'm going to record it in the ditto so we can hear it as I play back the lead track. 2, 3, 4. I can switch back easily to so if I'm with a band, I've got the rhythm. So this clean, dirty switching makes for a great rhythm versus lead swap back and forth. Okay, now what I've done is I've got the lead setting ready with the carbon copy on a light delay and the hotcake set about in the middle on the drive. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a bypass first of just the neither loop for the rhythm part. Then I'm going to come in for the middle part, the bridge, with a rotary sound, and then I'm going to record a little bit of that in the ditto, and I'm going to switch to the lead sound, and you'll see how easy it is to switch between these. All right, so we're going to set the rotary. All right. First thing is we're in bypass, so this is Badge by Cream. Now the channel switch. So that's an example of how you can switch between the channels real easily. Okay, now I'm going to do Sheryl Crow's Can't Cry Anymore. What I've got, I'm going to play the rhythm part in bypass, so it's just clean, and then I'm going to use for the tremolo, I'm going to jump into the rhythm section over here. And so I'm actually using this as my lead. I'm going to use bypass, and then I'm going to go to this as my default. And record it in the ditto so that we can then play back over it. Okay, so now we're going to go into bypass and just run a clean sound, and let's do like a Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over. So I'm going to take the effect level up just a little bit on the reverb, right? So here we go. So now let's demonstrate the wah. I'm pulling the reverb back, level back to where it was. So what's going to happen, let's run a bypass on the wah. So this is clean with the wah in front. Gives you a sense of that. So let's kick in with a little bit of the Archer. So now we're going to the rhythm channel. Now we're going to go over to lead. And I'm channel with the hot cake on, with the wah. And we're going to go fuzz on this now. So we get gives you a sense of the wah with the fuzz. Okay, so all of the prior work I did with a 335. I'm going into a Boogie Studio 22 from the 80s. I'm now switching to a maple-necked Strat 57 reissue. And so let's talk about what happens on this. I want to talk about the giggity and how this works. So the thing about the giggity is it's sort of like a parametric EQ for dummies. It's got a bright setting here, and it's actually got 4 settings from sun to moon that get darker. So I usually keep it on bright when I'm playing Gibson and humbuckers, and then I move toward the darker side to get rid of that ice pick in your ear on the Strat. So I'm going to run the bridge pickup on a Strat right now, right? And let's see what happens as we move it. So here it would be without it, right? But if we come back and we make it a little bit darker, it picks it up. So that's the sense of the giggity. And the other thing about a giggity is, if the room you're playing in is real bright, you just move it a little bit toward the darker side. If the room you're playing in is really dark, you move it toward the brighter side and actually fixes it. So it's a great pedal to actually accomplish that. So that's a sense of sort of designing a pedal board and going through it. The centerpiece of this one is the looper. One of the real, and I should say, is the Loop Master, because the Ditto is a looper that does recording loops. The looper here, the Loop Master, is changing between, it's a true bypass looper that's changing between different sections of the pedal board. And finally, the cool thing about this is I can swap in different pedals on the distortion. Right now, on the distortion side, I've actually got 4 on my board because the Archer here is in the rhythm section. So, and then I can switch over to the lead section, and I've got the hot cake first. And then I've got the Wampler, which is, if I put it on the tight side of the Velvet Fuzz, it's a great distortion, like a Marshall. And then if I go to the fuzz side, it's much more. So I've got 4 pedals on here, really. Because I can swap the Velvet Fuzz from a sort of slightly fuzzy distortion to a real thick, hairy fuzz. The other piece of it that's fun is I can swap into the rhythm in channel. Often I'll put like a Wampler Black 65 in here, or a Tweed 57. A Tweed 57 gives a great sort of bassman sound that will give you that Eagles tone. So it's easy to swap things in and out. I've also used like an Ace 30 in here. You can put an Ibanez in here, a Wampler Clarksdale, but there are a lot of things that will come in here and make it easy to swap out. So that's my pedal board, and that's how I've designed it so that I can get all of the sounds without having everything on it. The pedal board that I've been using for this video is a PT3. For the next video, I'll do one of my fly rig, which is actually just on a small pedal train Nano, and is easy to travel with, but gets a lot of sounds. Till next time, thanks a lot.